deteriorating economics. We see Boko Haram and kidnapping and armed bandits basically doing whatever they want. What has happened to Nigeria? What is key here? What needs to happen?
Well, this is myself. I don't know what they want to achieve. By the country in such a chaotic condition, it appears that they have no solution to the problems, yet they continue not only to that they are not doing anything to solve the issue, but they are creating more. That is, for example, the attack on us. Why attack on a peaceful procession when you have people you call bandits attacking innocent people in other parts of the country? Why take up the matter with them? And why is it that as they are claiming that they are fighting this so-called bandits or so-called Boko Haram? Why is it that all the time these people have been on the wing, and they are using also guns? You know, they are using weapons at the same time. You know, the military always continue to give information that they are getting sent back. So many of them are being killed. Why all this nobody can do, and why all this kidnapping and insecurity in the whole country? Who is benefiting from this? When there is crisis, if you want to find who is behind it, you will always study who is the beneficiary. The beneficiary here is those who come and curtail our resources. They want this chaos because it serves them well. The people are battling with what to maintain their life with people live in perpetual fear, and the people live in chaos. And this is a time when their worlds will be taken away without them knowing. So it has to be those who are interested in our resources. They are the people behind this chaos.
We look at even the whole continent of Africa and how it has been under the crushing hands of colonialists and hegemons for so many centuries. What vision would you have? What option do you think that the perspective that you carry could help with not only Nigeria but all of Africa in liberating one from being under basically the claws of imperialism? What needs to take place?
Yeah, I think this is one of the reasons why the attack on the movement has been intense, because they say clearly that Nigeria is like an African power, and there is a tendency that anything that succeed in Nigeria, other African nations will look to it, as a sort of guidance. So they fear that. A revolution taking place in Nigeria will automatically change the whole of Africa. That's why all the atrocities are committed against us in Nigeria.
When we look at your overall situation, Shaikh, you've talked about Imam Hussein, and you've talked about Karbala, and you've talked about sacrifices, and of course, that's the example of the ultimate sacrifice for us all. You too, Shaikh, have sacrificed a lot. You said at the beginning of the program how many times you've been in jail, and of course, basically been tried to be silenced. You've lost your sons, I believe 6 sons, your sister, so many of your followers have been in prison along with your wife, and still have bullet fragments in you, and still, of course, they're threatening you. What is key to your determination? What makes you want to continue doing what you do? You could easily just sit at home and just have a regular life as a retiree at this point in time. But you haven't chosen that path. Tell me about that.
Well, maybe you have heard about Nelson Mandela, who was in jail for 27 years. It was said that at one time, he wrote it himself. He said at one time he wanted to sign their conditions so that they should release him. Because they gave him conditions. Anytime he signed in those conditions, he would be released. But he wanted at one time to sign the condition. But he remembered the sacrifice of Imam Hussein. So he prepared to stay until when it came to an end after 27 years in jail. Now that is Nelson Mandela, who took to the way of Imam. How much of us who are following the Imam ourselves, we are following the path of Imam Hussein? Is someone who has been, the Imam Hussein has influence on him, and we cannot say he's not a follower of Imam Hussein. How much more of us are followers of Imam Hussein? So we persevere to ultimate end. After all, it is, what is it? They want us killed, isn't it? One day, even if they did not kill us, we will die one day. And they themselves, they are also going to die. So that is it, and the struggle will definitely continue, whether we are alive or not. The struggle will definitely continue. So it is a part of Ahlul Bayt. That's why we draw inspiration from that. And whatever atrocities is meted on us, it becomes solid before our eyes if we remember the sacrifice of the families of the Prophet. And we always console ourselves by remembering what happened to the families of Ahlul Bayt, from Sayyidah Zahra, Salamullahi alayha, Amir al-Mu'mineen, the Hassanain, Imamain Hassan alayhi, and all Aimma, one by one, how they were all persecuted. So it our own, we belittle what happens to us. It becomes simply little. How much you can consider, what I was giving you example was Mandela. Mandela was in 27 years in prison. But I was only 9 years in prison before. Now they have added almost 6. I'm about 15 years in prison. So if Mandela can endure that, because he drew inspiration from Imam Hussein. What about myself, who claim to be the follower of Imam Hussein?
Well, you say that's so inspirational, and I think so many of us need to hear that, especially when we see the situation, the deteriorated situation in the world in general, and we have more and more people, becoming depressed, becoming basically losing hope. I mean, what would you say to them, whether they're Muslim or not Muslim? What do you say? How do you inspire these people in their search for the truth and for justice, as you talked about?
Well, we do not lose hope. We know that one day there will be change. The situation cannot continue as it is. Operation does not last. The children of Israel suffered under the Pharaoh for about 200 years, but it came to an end. Now the Palestinians are suffering, but it is the twilight has started to show. One day the sun shall rise. Is it the twilight? I would say it's dawn. I would rather twilight. Dawn has also started showing, and surely the sun shall rise, inshallah. And also, the message is very clear. Oppression does not survive, and justice will one day materialize. One day there will be victory. We have hope. We are not living in a hopeless society. After all, we the Muslims have great hope. We know this is a promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his book, and promise from the hadith that the rise of Imam Ajjalallah Farajahu, we are waiting for him. And one is a promise of Allah. He will come at a time when the world is filled with injustice, and we feel it with justice and tranquility.
Sheikh, what is your overall vision of the role of the Islamic movement in Nigeria and for Nigeria in general? What would you like to see happen?
Well, I know they're in progress. The call is getting to the ears of people, and people have now eyes to see. Before they try to, like you rightly said earlier, they try to blackmail us, try to show that we are terrible people, we are people who are violent, this and that. Whenever they are having our case in the court, they will terrorize the whole thing. To make us look like some monsters whom some people should fear, as if we are not human beings. These are people who are terrible people as well. Now, what they have done in broad daylight, and some go, this is time. It's not the time you have to say it. People can also see it. You have seen the event of yesterday, how eyewitnesses of people in the town were using their handset to, take shots of, all the atrocities being committed. So also, things can be seen today. You don't have to. You are wasting your time when you tell lies today. Because this is the age of awareness. Everywhere people can see things even live. It's not the old days when you can fabricate news and publicize. Now, if you fabricate news and publicize, you are only deceiving nobody but yourself, because people can see now. So in the whole, I must say we are very hopeful, very hopeful. This is the day of the time of awareness. What they did to us, they always succeeded in boosting our morale and showing who we are, not only to the Nigerian people, but to the whole world.
As I said earlier about the activists that were basically, of course, campaigning for your release, and some of these people still very much, they want to be involved in dealing with the Islamic movement in Nigeria. Many of them ask if there's something that they can do in order to support the Islamic movement of Nigeria. What would you say to them?
Well, they are doing what they can. I have earlier on spoken to some brothers and sisters. The message is particularly to them. I was saying that what happened to us was a sort of test, and the test will continue to come. So they should persevere, and for more tests to come, inshallah, until victory. So I know the brethren, they are doing their best. May Allah reward them abundantly, and we hope they will continue that in the same path, never to relent in their effort, and they should continue to persevere as they do, inshallah, until victory and even beyond.
Shaikh, how would you like to be remembered? I mean, we all have our time that we definitely leave this world. How would you like to be remembered? And what is important for you to be able to accomplish, or maybe you have already accomplished, before you go? Tell me, in general, your perspective about this.
Well, I think a lot of people think that a victory is for an establishment of an authority in a certain geographical location. No. Victory is for someone to persevere until the end. All right? Our victory is for us to stand steadfast until we die. We know one day we get killed, or even if we are not get killed, we will one day die. So we will be remembered as people who have stood by our own belief and never get scared. That will be remembered. I would say people will also draw inspiration from that. And they should also remember this is not our own making, we are also emulating Imam Hussein. We are emulating the Aimma of Ahlul Bayt. And that's the secret behind our success, if we have any.
I'd like to hear your final comments. What would you like to say? What message would you like to give the people of the world?
Well, after thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will also thank all those people who, in one way or another, stood by us, either by demonstrations, by speeches, by writings, by prayers, in any way possible, those we know and those we do not know. May Allah reward them abundantly, and also they should understand that the matter has not come to an end. We still solicit the same support they gave us when we were in incarceration. We are still being, in a way, incarcerated because we are not allowed out of the country for no reason. We also demand their own prayers wherever they should remember us in their own prayers, as we do remember them also in ours, inshallah.
Shaikh Ibrahim Zakzaky, thank you so much. You're an inspiration. You and, of course, your wife, Malanzina, may God bless you all. And again, we appreciate that you chose Press TV to be the first station, the first network that you talk to after you've been free. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Well, thank you everyone so much for being with us in this very, very special interview of the leader of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, Shaikh Ibrahim Zakzaky. This has been his first, interview, as I said, since he's been free. And again, we are appreciative that he has chosen Press TV. I'm Marzia Hashmi, and really, really appreciate you guys joining us, and hope that it has been as good for you as it has been for me. Hope to see you right here. Stay tuned. Stay with us at Press TV.
Nice.
ya yi jawabi sosai, ce za mu ci gaba da tattaki a shura har sai Imam Mahdi ya bayyana. Yan uwa kawai a shirya.
Iskancin abin nan na yi na gama kuma ban gan shi ba.